איתי, אדוני לי בלא יראה, אדון עולם השם על...
Welcome, everyone. It's so good to see you. Let me hear your voices. You excited? This is a beautiful crowd on a beautiful day for a beautiful show. I want to thank the Laker family and Renee and Marty Laker for underwriting absolutely. For not just sponsoring this concert in honor of Sarah and Harry Laker, of blessed memory, but for underwriting really so much that happens here. Thanks for your generosity. I am forever and deeply grateful, deeply grateful. And Marty, if you come up and say a few words to get us started. Oh, he's all surprised. Come this way. Watch your step, watch your step, watch your step.
So far, so good. Where's my... Oh, okay. Hi. I'm told to talk loud because I talk soft normally. Can any of you hear me, please? Good. Well, it is. It's so nice to see you. It's been so long, and it's nice to be seen. discovered something when this came about. It's hard to believe that today I'm welcoming you to the 30th Sarah and Harry Laker Memorial Concert. The concert debuted in 1993. I must have been a mere boy when I stood before you to welcome you to the very first Laker concert. Being so young, my vocabulary must have been quite limited at that time, and still is. Actually, the first speaker was my brother Irving, of blessed memory. He was the chief, and he had a way with words, and so I can't take credit for that. And then I was, believe it or not, at one time I was very shy. Not anymore, but I was. So I have to tell that my wonderful wife, Renee, we would talk. I said, you got to give the speech, you got to give the speech. And she said, and she was very angry, but she did it, and I'm paying the price. For the past 30 years, you have given me and members of my family the opportunity to extol the virtues of my beloved parents of blessed memory. You have heard me speak of what my parents meant to me, how strongly they felt about supporting our community, and how deeply they cared about the welfare of others. I am so proud to say that those virtues have passed on to each generation that followed. Today, I want to speak to a small but important segment of our audience. I am referring to what Renee and I call the Magnificent Seven. Those are our 7 grandchildren: Sawyer, Leo, Miles, Eden, Elijah, Clara, and Zoe. I want you to know how incredible, here we go. I hope and I'm sure they do know that they're so special to Renee and I, and they get the credit for keeping us healthy and happy. We have been blessed to see you learning and practicing the same values your parents thankfully learned from the generations that came before them. As you all grow older, and hopefully not too fast, I hope you will become even more aware of the importance of family, of doing your share to support your community, and of thoughtfully taking on the responsibility you have, you each have to make the world a better place. Thankfully, we have complete faith in your ability to do just that. You are very special. At this time, I would like to express my sincere thanks to cantors Neil Michaels and Michael Smolash for their guidance, commitment, and generous time spent to create a concert that is so special to me and to all those that attend each year. You always make sure I can imagine my father's toe tapping to the sound of the beautiful music, and I think he's getting ready to tap it today again. So sit back and enjoy Bob Dylan's American Mythology. Thank you for being here.
Just a couple things. If you turn your phones off, that's probably best. A plug, we have a concert. All the cantors of the city are doing a concert, the Michigan Board of Cantors concert, Tuesday night at the Berman. There's still some seats, so hope to see you there. Let me talk a little about Don Nadell and the artists that are here. Every so often, you come across an artist that is just so special, so talented. They capture your ear and they capture your heart. Don has been one of those for me. I saw, I don't know how many years ago, a clip of him in a concert in New York. And I just said, who is this guy? Every phrase just knocked my socks off. He's a spectacular flamenco guitarist, but his style combines jazz, Middle Eastern, and many other influences. He plays in a number of ensembles. He is the music director of B'nai Jeshurun, which, if you know the scene, arguably one of the most influential synagogues in terms of music in the past several decades. He's a phenomenal guy, and he puts together these beautiful concerts. So we were looking, when we saw like a Rolling Stone, we said, that's for us, because we love Bob Dylan. It's defined a generation. So I will let him talk about the musicians he's brought up, but if you've seen some of the clips of how they do Bob Dylan's music, it is just breathtakingly musical, So sit back, get ready to enjoy Don Nadell, and please give a warm welcome for Like a Rolling Stone.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning I'll come following you. Though I know that evening's empire has returned into sand, vanished from my hand, left me blindly here to stand, but still sleeping. My weariness amazes me. I'm branded on my feet. I have no one to meet, and the ancient empty streets too dead for dreaming. Oh, hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, sing a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning I'll come following you.
Take me on a trip upon your magic swirling ship. My senses have been stripped. My hands can't feel to grip. My toes too numb to step. Wait only for my foot heels to be wandering. Well, I'm ready to go anywhere. I'm ready for to fade into my own parade. Cast your dancing spell my way. I promise to go under it. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy, and there is no place I'm going to. Oh, in the jingle jangle swelling of your ship, in the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you.
That's right, you got the idea. Can we see some hands together? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, how many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in that sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before the forever band? Let me tell you something. Oh, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Mountain exist before it's washed into the sea? Yeah, and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yeah, and how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? Oh, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Ooh, yeah. Ah, yeah. That's right. Come on. Come on. A man look up, for we can see the sky. Ooh, yeah. Oh, and how many times can a man look up? Can you give him a hand on that guitar solo? Before he can see the sky. Just and how many ears can one man have before we can hear the people cry? Oh, and how many deaths would it take till he knows not too many people have died? Oh, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing the wind.
Bob Dylan singing it exactly that way. Good afternoon, I'm Rabbi Paul Yedwab, and I also wanted to add my gratitude to the Laker family. It really is incredible. Don't take them out now, but those beautiful prayer books in the seats before you, that's the Laker family. These concerts for 30 years, that's the Laker family. If you think of how this family has had an impact on this temple, it's really breathtaking. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is why when Cantor Smolash asked me to come up and introduce a few of Dylan's songs, I could not say no, although the implication was a little insulting. He basically said, well, Paul, you were around when Bob Dylan wrote all these songs, so can you share some of your personal memories of growing up with Dylan? And I'm thinking, well, my first kiss was to Mr. Tambourine Man. I don't even want to tell you what happened to Knockin' on Heaven Door, so. But I soon sort of figured it out, and he meant the sort of emotional impact the songs have had on me. And that's why I chose to introduce this next song. It's my favorite Dylan song, because I was, like many of you of my generation, grew up thinking that my task in the world was to change the world and make it a better place. And of course, the anthem of our generation was "The Times They Are A-Changin'." And many of you actually know the song from the Peter, Paul, and Mary version. Really, by the way, Peter, Paul, and Mary are just a Bob Dylan cover group. Okay, that's all they do. All the songs you think you know they're all Bob Dylan songs. And often it works, like with "Blowin' in the Wind." I think they do a nice, not as good a job as you just did with it, but a nice job of "Blowin' in the Wind," the sweet harmonies of Mary Travers and so on. But with this song, what they do is they even out the phrasing, and they make it, very sweet with her wonderful harmonies. And so this disruptive song of revolution and change becomes a very sweet Viennese waltz. Come gather around people wherever you roam. And it has to be sung like, come gather around people wherever you roam. That's the way you sing this song, right? And I will tell you that although we all know that Bob Dylan, this nice Jewish boy from the Midwest, did not have the greatest singing voice. But he was a poet. That's right. He was a poet. And what he's known actually with Frank Sinatra of being the finest phraser of lyrics in history, in musical history. And so when you listen to this song, I have no idea how they're gonna sing it, but when you listen to this song, I hope we'll take you back to the time when you truly believed that you could change the world and that the times, they were a-changin'.
Gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, and you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changin'. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and well, keep your eyes wide or don't come again, and don't speak too soon, for the wheel still will spin, and there's no telling who that it's naming. For the loser now will be later to win. For the times they are a change, they're changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. And don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall. before that gets hurt will be who is stalled. And the battle outside, it's still raging. We'll soon shoot you to the windows, take you to bend, for the times they are changed. They're changing. Come, mothers and fathers throughout all the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend a hand, for the times they are changing. Well, oh, if you can't lend a hand, get out of the way, for the times, oh, they're changing. Ooh. The times they are changing. Oh, where have you been, my blue-eyed son? Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty seas. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard. And it's a hard, oh, it's a hard, well, it's a hard, oh, a hard rain's gonna fall. Oh, what did you see, my blue-eyed son? Oh, what did you see, my darling young one? I saw a newborn baby with wild wolves all around it. I saw a highway of diamonds with nobody on it. I saw a black branch with blood that kept on dripping. I saw a room full of men with hammers a-bleeding. I saw a white ladder all covered in water. I saw 10,000 talkers whose tongues were all broken. And I saw 10,000 talkers, oh, with guns. And it's a hard, yes, oh, it's a hard, oh, well, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. Oh, what did you hear, my blue-eyed son? Oh, what did you hear, my darling young one? I heard the sound of thunder. It roared of a warning. Heard the roar of the wave that could drown the whole world. I heard 100 drummers whose hands were ablazing. Then I heard 10,000 whispering and nobody listening. I heard one person starve. I heard many people laughing. Heard the song of a poet who died in the gutter. I heard the sound of a clown who cried in the alley. And it's a hard, oh, it's a hard, yes, it's a hard. Well, it's a hard rain a-falling. Who did you meet, my blue-eyed son? Oh, who did you meet, my darling young one? I met a young child beside a dead little pony. I met a white man who walked a black dog. I met a young woman whose body was burning. I met a young girl and she gave me a rainbow. I met one man who was wounded in love. Then I met another man who was wounded with hatred. Yes, it's a hard, well, it's a hard, yes, it's a hard rain that's falling. Well, you may be an ambassador to England or France. You may like to gamble. You may like to dance. You may be a heavyweight champion of the world. You may be a socialite with long string of pearls, but you gotta serve somebody. Brother, you gotta serve somebody. Well, it may be the devil or it may be the Lord, but you know you gotta serve somebody.
Might be a rock and roll addict prancing on the stage. Might have my money and drugs or command women in a cage. You may be a businessman or some high-degree thief. Well, they may call you a doctor or they might call you a chief, but you gotta have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Oh, you gotta have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
But it may be the devil or it may be the Lord. Well, you gotta have to serve somebody.
Well, you might be rock and roll addict prancing on the stage. Might have money and drugs at your command, women in a cage. You may be in business or high-degree thief. They may call you doctor or they may call you chief. But I'll tell you, you gotta serve somebody.
Oh,
Baby,
better
let me
serve.
tell you, you gotta serve somebody. Well, it may be the devil and it may be the Lord. Oh, but you gotta serve somebody.
Make me straight. Come on. Well, you might be a state trooper. You might be a young Turk. You might be the head of some big TV network. You may be rich or poor. You may be blind and lame. You may be living in another country under another name. But you better serve somebody. Serve somebody. You better serve somebody. It might be the devil, it may be the Lord, but you better serve somebody.
Well, you may be a construction worker working on a home. You may be living in a mansion, or you might live in a dome. You might own guns, and you might even own tanks. You might be somebody's landlord. You might even own banks, but you gotta serve somebody.
Better do it.
I tell you, you gotta serve somebody.
So you better do it.
Well, it may be the devil, may even be the Lord, but you gotta serve somebody. Well, it may be the devil, may be the Lord, but you better serve somebody. Serve somebody.
You better serve, you better serve.
Y'all feeling good?
All right, Michigan.
Okay.
Okay.
Us too. Thank you. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah. Forget fool heart, lost your power of recall. Every little detail, oh, you don't need to let me out. All the times we knew, who will remember better than you? Forgetful heart, we have to have a talk, you and I. Oh, it's been so long, I will content to let the days go by. But you were there, you were the answer to my prayer. Forgetful heart, we love with all the love that life can give. But can I say without you it'll start today? I can't take much more. Why can't we love just like we loved before? Forgetful heart, like I walk in shadow in my way. All night long, I lay awake and listen to the sound of rain. Well, the door is closed forevermore. If indeed there 'Twas in another lifetime, one of toil and blood, when blackness was a virtue and the road was full of mud. I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
And if I pass this way again, you can rest assured I'll always do my best for her. On that I give my word. And in a world of still-eyed death, and men are fighting to be warm, come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
But between us, there was little risk involved. Everything up to that point had been left unresolved. Try imagining a place where it is always safe and warm. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
I was burned out from exhaustion, burned in hell, poisoned by the bushes, blown out on a trail, hunted like a crocodile, ravaged in the corn. Well, come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
Suddenly I turned around and she was standing there, with silver bracelets on her wrists and flowers in her hair. She walked up to me gracefully and took my crown of thorns. Well, come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
Now there is a wall between us, something that's been lost. I took too much for granted. I got my signals crossed just to think it all began on an uneventful morn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from
Well, the deputy walks on hard nails and the preacher rides a mount. But nothing really matters much, it's doom alone that counts. And the one-night undertaker, he blows a bugle horn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
newborn babies walking like a mourning dove, and old men with broken teeth stranded without love. Do I understand your question, man? Is it hopeless or forlorn? Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
In a little hilltop village, where they gambled for my clothes, I bargained for salvation, and she gave me that lethal dose. I offered up my innocence, I got repaid with scorn. Come in now, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
Well, I'm living in a foreign country, but I'm bound to cross the line. Beauty walks a razor's edge. Someday I'll make it mine. If I could only turn back the clock to when God said, oh, come in, I'll give you. Give you shelter from the storm.
Shelter
From the storm. Come in, he said. Oh, come in, he said.
I'll give you shelter,
Shelter from the storm.
shelter from the storm, shelter from the storm, shelter from the storm, shelter
Come
from the
in, he
storm.
said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
Wow. Okay, how many of you expected a Dylan impersonator with a harmonica around his neck? Is that what you were? How many of you are finding yourselves delightfully surprised at what we have here? I cannot wait to see what you all do with this next song, because I believe that this song, I Shall Be Released, is Dylan's most religious offering. And it is also, if you follow my argument in a moment, his most personal song. He's not known for writing personal songs, but this is one. And yet, he didn't write it for himself to sing. He wrote it in 1967 for the album Music from the Big Pink by the band. And if you go back, actually the version of this that you know probably comes from the band. I again will argue it's not a particularly good cover. It's not even a cover, a particularly good version, because the band chooses to sing this very sad, longing, angsty song in minor keys in these very high, reedy, light falsettos. Thankfully, Dylan comes out with his version in the Dylan's greatest hits not too long later. It's much improved, I have to say. But the point is that many people at the time were writing, the critics, that this was simply a mundane song about a man being released from jail, from prison. I don't think so. If it were that, Dylan would have called it, I Will Be Released. But he calls it, I Shall Be Released, invoking biblical language. And as it turns out, this was really the low point in Dylan's own personal life. Some of you will remember he was in a terrible motorcycle accident, and he was in physical pain as he was trying to rehab. It was also a bad time for him in terms of his career. People weren't coming to his concerts. Many were angry at him. Do you remember the Newport Folk Festival? I think in '65, he had dared to come out with an electric guitar, chas v'chalila, and all the folkies were upset at him, and he didn't really know if he was going to have a career past this time. And he writes this song, I Shall Be Released. And I believe what he's really asking is for God to release him from pain into heaven, if you will, into paradise. And so as we listen to these beautiful words, I think he's really giving a beautiful sermon that you don't have to be in a physical jail, a prison, in order to find release.
say everything can be replaced, that every distance is not near. So I remember every face of every man who put me here. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
They say every man needs protection. They say that every man must fall. Yet I swear I see my reflection somewhere so high above this wall. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Well, any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
Standing next to me in this lonely crowd, he's a man who swears he's not to blame, no, no. All day long I hear him shout out loud, crying out that he was afraid. Oh, I see my light come shining, oh, yes I do. From the west down to the east, oh, any day now, any day now,
Any day now,
I shall be released.
well, I see my light come shining
Right now, right now.
from the west down to the east. Well, I swear, any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
See my light, I see it come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now,
another day that don't end, another ship going out, another day of anger, bitterness and doubt. Well, I know how it happened. I saw it all begin. Well, I opened up my heart and let the world right back on in. Well, hello, Mary Lou. Hello, Miss Pearl. My fleet-footed guides from the good old underworld. No stars in the sky shine brighter than you. You girls mean business, and boy, I do too. Well, I'm the enemy of treason. I'm the enemy of strife. I'm the enemy of all life. Ain't no false prophet. I just know what I know. I go where only the lonely can go. I'm first among equals, second to none, the last of the best. You can bury the rest. Well, bury them naked with all their silver and gold. Well, I can go where none of them can go. Tell me, what are you looking at? There's nothing to see, just a cool breeze that's encircling me. Come on, let me take you for a walk in the garden so far and so wide. We can sit in the shade by the fountain side. Well, I've searched the world on over for the Holy Grail. I sing songs of love and I sing every song of betrayal. Don't care what I drink, no, I don't even care what I eat. I climb the mountain with my bare feet. Well, you don't know me, darling. You never would guess. I'm nothing like my ghostly appearance would suggest. Well, I ain't no false prophet. I just know what I know. And I'm here to bring vengeance on somebody's soul. Oh, well, put out your hand. There's nothing to hold. Open your mouth, yes. I'll stuff it all with gold. Oh, you poor devil, look up if you will. The city of God is there on the hill. Well, hello, stranger. A long goodbye. You rule the land, oh, but you don't know. So do I. You lost your mule. You got a poison brain. I'll marry you to a ball and chain. Well, you know, darling, the kind of life that I live. When your smile meets my smile, you better know something's gotta give. I ain't no false prophet, but I know what I know. Whoa.
Woo! Next on our playlist originally was Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. Another one I chose because it also has religious themes to it. But we had a request from the Laker family to add a song, which we'll have right now, which is Hurricane. Of course, it's a protest song. Dylan wrote about the incarceration of Reuben Hurricane Carter for murder. And unfortunately, the societal issues that he's protesting are still with us here today, and we're still struggling with today. I do want to say something about All Along the Watchtower, though. I've been complaining this afternoon about the covers that artists have done of Dylan's songs, and I just want to say, if you get a chance, go listen to Jimi Hendrix's version of All Along the Watchtower. It's killer, so you'll love it. But what's interesting is that, and you probably don't know this, but Dylan himself stopped performing Hurricane in concert in 1975. It's the last time he ever performed it in concert. The reason is that he was sued, and the court found that his depiction of the trial was slanderous. And so Bob Dylan has never done this song in concert, and it's not one of his songs that's often covered. So I am going to say that this is the first time Hurricane has been performed in concert since 1975.
Pistol shots ring out in the ballroom night. Enter Patty Valentine from the upper hall. She sees a bartender in a pool of blood. Cries out, oh my God, they must have killed them all. Meanwhile, far away in another part of town, Reuben Carter and a couple of friends are driving around. Number one contender for the middleweight crown. Oh, had no idea what kind of mess was about to go down. Well, here comes the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he'd never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been, oh, the champion of the world. Champion of the world.
4 in the morning, then they haul Reuben in. They look him to the hospital, and they brought him upstairs. The wounded man looks up through his one dying eye, saying, why'd you bring him here? Well, he ain't the guy. All of Reuben's cards were marked in advance. The trial was a pig circus. He never had a chance. The judge made Reuben's witnesses drunkards and slums. To the white folks who watched, he was a bum. Well,
such a man, be in the palm of some fool's hand. To see him obviously framed, whoa, couldn't help but make me feel ashamed to live in a land where justice is a game. Yeah. Criminals in their coats and in their ties are free to drink their martinis and watch the sunrise. While Reuben sits like Buddha in a 10-foot cell, an innocent man in a living hell. Yeah, that's the story of the hurricane. But it won't be over till they clear his name and give him back all the time he's done. Put him in a prison cell, but one time he could have been, oh, the champion of the world. some way out of here. Set the joker to the feet. There's too much confusion. No, I can't get no relief. Businessmen, they drink my wine. Plowmen dig my earth. None of them alone, and I know they don't know about any of this world. Reason to get excited. The Picard spoke. Through many years of my life to feel that life is nothing but a joke. But you and I, we've been through that. Oh, and this is not a fake. No, so let us not talk falsely now. The hour's getting late. On a long wall watchtower, princes kept the view. While all the women came in away, barefoot servants too. Mama, take this badge off me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Mama put my guns in the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. That long black cloud is coming down. I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Mama, take this patch off me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knocking, knocking now. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Y'all know it. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, you better sing along with the fun. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a wonderful morning and afternoon for us here. Yes, in Detroit area. We just landed from New York this morning. I want to introduce these incredible people on the stage. This is Vanisha Gould. Yes, and sort of a hometown girl. So, sort of a hometown girl, right? Your mom, Vanisha's mom is here. Yeah. Yes. Also on vocals, this is Jean Taylor. On piano from Grenoble, France, via New York City, this is Mathis Picard. On drums from Tel Aviv, Israel, via New York City, Mr. Yuval Leon. And this has been a special pleasure for the two of us because we sort of grew up a little bit with this young woman over here. And so from Tel Aviv, Israel, via New York, via Los Angeles, via the late show with James Corden, Hagar Ben-Ari on bass. My name is Don Nadell. It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you. I wanna say a special thank you to the Laker family for inviting us here. I wanna say thank you to Cantor Michael Smolash and also Maya Greenboim for bringing us here. This took a tremendous amount of work and dedication on their part, and we appreciate it very much. We have one more song for you. unless you really like what we're doing, in which case we'll have another one. But we have a special surprise for you. We want to invite up to the stage Temple Israel's cantors to join us for one more song.
So fine through the bumps of time in your prime, didn't you? People call, say beware doll, you're gonna fall, you thought they were all kidding you. You used to laugh about everybody that was hanging out. Now you don't talk so loud. Now you don't seem so proud about having to be scrounging your next meal. How does it feel? You know it, sing it out. How does it feel to be without a home? Be without a home. How does it feel? Like a complete unknown. How does it feel? Like a rolling stone.
Ah, you've gone to the finest schools, all right, Miss Lonely, but you used to get juiced in it. Nobody ever taught you how to live out on the street, and now you're gonna have to get used to it. You say you never compromise with that mystery tramp, but now you realize he's not selling his alibis as you stare into the vacuum of his eyes and say, do you wanna make a deal? How does it feel? How does it feel to be on your own with no direction home, like a complete unknown, like a rolling stone?
Oh, you never turned around to see the frowns on the jugglers and the clowns when they all did those tricks for you. You never understood that it ain't no good. You shouldn't let no other people get their kicks for you. Oh, you used to ride on the chrome horse with your diplomat, who carried a Siamese cat on his shoulder. Ain't that about it? Oh, and how did you discover that? Oh, he really wasn't what it's where it's at. After he took from you every last thing he could say. How does it feel? How does it feel to be on your own with no direction home, like a complete unknown?
How does it feel?
Like a rolling stone, yeah.
Our princess on a steeple, and all you pretty people, they're all drinking and thinking they've got it made. Well, exchanging precious gifts, but you better take your diamond ring. You better pawn it, babe. Well, you used to be so amused at Napoleon rings and the language he used. Go you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. You're invisible now. You've got no secrets to conceal. So tell me, how does it feel?
How does it feel?
How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Oh, to be.
How does it feel?
Oh, lost in a crowd.
How does it feel?
Oh, to be unknown. Oh, no direction or home.
Direction or home.
Like a rolling stone.
Like a rolling stone.
Oh, on your own.
On your own, on your own.
Tell me, how does it feel?
How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Mathis, Picard, Vanisha, Gould, Gene Taylor, Yuval, Hagar Ben-Ari, Cantor Michael, Cantor Neil. Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think we agree we're in the presence of greatness. A huge round of applause for Don Nadell.